And welcome back. This is Kotal for another War Right stream. Today we have another UEC event. It is Saturday, the 14th of October. This is the first map for the UEC event. As you can see, we have a full up server, 299. 160 on the CSA, 139 on the USA, so a bit of an imbalance here. We'll see if they go with it or if they stop and reset. If they do, you won't hear anything more from me until we come to the next one, but assuming they stick with it, we have on the Union side 56 Virginia, 2 USC, 1st VA Cav joined by 2 Corps, 8th Georgia, 88th New York, 20th Georgia joined by SR, 6th New York, German Corps, and 52nd New York. Looks like we have 2 pieces of Hardy. They did say live at 40, so they're going to go with this current team set. For the Arty, they have VA Bat under Henry Perkins, and that is it. So 1 battery for the Union. Let's take a look at the CSA Arty, then we'll take a look at their infantry. So Colquitt's defense is a skirmish off of South Mountain. And on the CSA, looks like we have 2 batteries. 1 under SB, Private Benjo, and the other one is AGL under Second Lieutenant Tim. Alright, so 2 batteries versus 1 battery for the Arty. Let's take a look at the CSA infantry. They have on their team 4th New Jersey, 3rd Alabama, CQB, 8th Florida, SB 51st New York, AGL, and LFL. And that is it. We are live at 40. Just a quick admin note. I am trying a different setup for the video recording. I hope I didn't screw up the voice and audio while I did it, but hopefully this will improve the video quality on the videos. A couple people have let me know that it was pretty low and was affecting their ability to see what was going on. So hopefully this setup is better. Please let me know if I have screwed up the audio or the video, or if it's improved from the previous videos, just so I can know what settings work best. Alright, we are now live. And let us see. 157 against 143, so a little bit imbalanced, but it's improved a bit. But it is a full 300-person server. And the CSA is moving out. Let's see how they decide they want to set up their defense as the Union starts moving down the hill towards the attack. Alright, so it looks like they are sending all their troops at least towards the woods over here. On the far left of the CSA line, we have CQB under Colonel Doug. Next to him, we have Fritz and the 8th Florida. Towards the center, we have SB under Venom, joined by 4th New Jersey, along with Williamson and 3rd Alabama. And to the right side of the CSA line, we have AGL under Greenberg, LFL. I don't see. Looks like Captain Thregorn is in command there. And looks like we have one more element out here. So 3rd Alabama has put out 1 skirmish unit. Now let's see how the Union decides to attack. So they are splitting up. I'll take a look at these guys first just to see who's going to the Union right side. Looks like we have 56 Virginians heading towards the west. But we got Preacher and the Cav alongside 8th Georgia and Knight. And the entire NYV, 6 and 88th. 88th under Souther, 6 under Dar, heading to the right. But down here we have the initial action As the Union line is moving forward, you have 2 USC screening the Union. Looks like, is Eddie in command? I can't tell. Yes, he is in command. He is joined by GC under James Joker and 52nd New York under O'Keefe. And behind him, there is Cap Slaughter and the 56, but they are already engaged. AGL has decided to make an early engagement against this Union element here. That is a lot of Union he is tangling with, but so far he is holding his line. But the Union is starting to maneuver. Does the CSA have help? They've got some base of fire further up, and one element is maneuvering here, but Slaughter is maneuvering behind the AGL here. And he is going to catch the remnants of AGL in the flank here. That will finish off Greenberg and his men. There's another base of fire that's been established here by LFL to get some shots off the Union. In the meantime, we have a pretty significant Union push. That right side element is heading up the hill unopposed. They are going to be able to sweep the Artie without any opposition whatsoever. Let us see how that charge goes forward and what the Artie does to react. Alright, there is one CSA regiment out here. It is CQB. Doug did maneuver his forces to try to slow down the Union a bit. He is pushing his men here, but they are coming up against a lot of Union. He gets off a volley, and he's going to try to pull his men back. But Dar and the 6th New York are charging in, trying to catch him. And the CSA is sending out another unit, to help out CQB, who has pulled back a bit and is going to have a chance to reorganize, but here comes Fritz to help. CQB has reorganized a defensive line. First VA Cav is setting up a base of fire to cover as the rest of the Union is spreading up the hill. So good base of fire and good coverage there by First VA. And here comes Dar. And they have swept across the Artie and are now on CQB's flank. And Doug saw it, and he is pulling his men back to join with Fritz. Looks like the other side of the field, they are just doing some exchange of long-distance volley fire. Union not really pushing too hard, but they are happy to let the main effort be on this top hill. All right, here comes 20th Georgia. All right, they're pulling back a bit. So pretty strong Union force here. They've got them in a bit of an L shape here. You got Preacher here doing a good base of fire, and he's moving his men forward. Try to put the squeeze on Fritz and the remnants of Doug, while the main element of the Union is getting entrenched up here and commanding the heights and stopping the CSA from having any Artie. Looks like the Union is getting some reinforcements down at the other end of the field. Still long distance firing. We'll see if they make a push. So Doug has gotten his men back together and he is pushing up. But he is facing multiple opponents. He has support on his right, but the left is exposed. See the Union. So the CSA did come back up here. At least the Artie did. Benjo keeping the Artie out of range. So next to Doug, we do have 8th Florida. But looks like they got beat up by Preacher and his Cav, along with GC. Put down some heavy fire. And Fritz is going to have to pull his men back. That leaves Doug isolated. He saw it. He is pulling his men back. So right now the Union controls, continuing to advance forward as they control this side of the field. Tickets right now, CSA down a little bit. off of the Union, it looks like, but not a major advantage yet. Already still looking to get back to their cannons. Alright, Fritz and Doug just trying to... They haven't retreated fully. They still have a position here. And it looks like we got some action down on the other side of the field. Let's see what's going on over here. Alright. AGL decided to push back up. And they are putting a volley down on the Union, giving cover for their skirmishers to move up and try to get some flanking fire. In the meantime, Williamson, 3rd Alabama, is looking for the right flank, but the Union has a pretty strong line here. They've got 2 USC watching the back door on the left, joined by German Corps in the center alongside Slaughter. So far, a pretty good position for the Union. CSA is still basically fighting a two-front war. It's going to be a little bit tough to cover, but we got the hill fight, and we have this corner fight. And CSA has better interior lines. They don't have to go as far as the Union does, but without the Arty, this Union occupying the Arty, that is one disadvantage they have at the moment. It looks like the CSA has been able to concentrate fire a bit and has whittled down these troops. So good positioning here by the CSA to try to regain. They're standing here on this side. I like how AGL has their main body here, and then the skirmishing elements deployed to their left to get some flanking fire. In the meantime, you have LFL. 3rd Alabama also putting some concentrated, everybody's concentrating on pretty much that forward unit, which makes sense. Good volley there by LFL. Let's check in and see if we have any changes on the north side. So we do have some changes here. So it looks like 20th Georgia under Major Canada has moved his men into a position along these rocks here to get some flanking fire. In the meantime, we have Knight with 8th Georgia here in the center position, using those rocks as cover. On the right side, we have a base of fire by Preacher and 1st VA Cav, joined by, on his right, the full weight of the NYV. Let's see on this opposite side. CQB and Fritz trying to hold the line here. They do have some support by SB, and watching the back door is 4th New Jersey. It's a pretty long distance fight at the moment. Very positional warfare style. Kind of just get their position and fight from it, versus trying to destroy a unit entirely. See if I get an angle on SB here. Nice volley by SB.
29 minutes, we're still back.
4th New Jersey in these rocks.
Go ahead. When I was on my run back up, too many you can come down there, ask what's going on. Just give me a sit rep, please. Yeah, no worries.
Alright, so CSA is having good effects down here. They are pushing back the Union line on this far left side for the Union. So the Union has redeployed the 52nd New York towards the point. This is interesting. Are they going to try to cap, or are they going to try to flank either the left flank or the right flank? Let's see what O'Keefe decides he wants to do. So he's trying to get a better position on the CSA on the left side, and the CSA will react. AGL is going to move up to chase off O'Keefe in the 52nd. And looks like the Union is pushed back from this far left side, and they are going to have to reorganize, decide if they want to keep pressing that side or figure out a different angle of attack. So good. So far, a little tactical victory for the CSA on their right wing. See how they do.
You can see the bodies as a reference point right here. Oh yeah.
Alright, so it looks like the CSA is redeploying some of their forces. They might just be readjusting their cover. They're still maintaining that basic defense line. Tickets now about even. 27 minutes have already elapsed. It is a full server. Slight advantage to the CSA on numbers. They seem happy, though, the CSA, to maintain this defensive position. And it doesn't look like the Union's getting enough tickets down to really wear them out. It might be the imbalance here, 14. We shall see.
Guys are firing on the F of fire. Try to make as crisp as possible. We'll follow you.
Alright, so it looks like the Union's going to try to recover and move around a bit. We do have the skirmishers from 3rd Alabama here, a little bit far out, but they are about to get hit by 52nd and O'Keefe. And O'Keefe will see him. They're going to try to get out. That's 2 down. Alright, and then Mama Bear comes up. Captain Williamson is going to try to defeat O'Keefe and his element. And now they get chased off. So Williamson has retaken this side, but Williamson is now in a bit of a box here. You got Nate Georgia charging down against the fence, and you got Slaughter here with the 56 firing into his side. If I can get the damn angle. Jesus. Oh, more Unions flooding down here. 20th Georgia has joined in. 3rd Alabama is in trouble. So they rescued their skirmishers, but they got caught themselves. There goes the flag. So it looks like the Union is redeploying from the top of the hill and from that far left side, except for one element is pushing in. Who is this? It is 2 USC and James Joker have decided to make a play on this left side here, and the CSA has abandoned it. They were dealing with this main thrust up here in the center, but now that's given the Union an opportunity to infiltrate the woods back here, and there's really nothing defending them. So that might put the CSA in a pretty tough position. But here is AGL, joined by LFL, trying to maintain and push back the Union. Good volley there by AGL. The Union did cap. I'm not sure if they intended to. So Union still maintaining a pretty strong base of fire here. You do have Preacher trying to hold the hill, but now he is by himself up here. And he is surrounded by several units. He's going to try to get his guys out of here before Doug can finish him off. I think he's going to make his escape. Meantime, 8th Florida has occupied these rocks here, getting a strong base of fire. So now Doug is going to be able to move down here and get flanking fire into the Union that's guarding these rocks here. And that's going to make that position untenable here very soon. He doesn't go for the rocks, he goes for a preacher who's retreating. In the meantime, we have AGL moving forward, trying to retake the point. You have Preacher here who's trying to reorganize his men. And CSA Arty is back in the game. That's going to make this center position pretty hard to maintain. Looks like Canada's going to try to get a flank, though, on Doug. I don't know if he's going to have enough men for it. But after that cannon shot and softening him up, here comes Fritz. He's going to reoccupy that position. And he's going to get some good flanking fire. So the Union is charging down the... Yep, they're charging down the hill. Yeah, try to knock off 8th Florida to retake the center position. Here comes 20th. Canada leading the way. So that will not be enough to knock off the Union. I'm sorry, knock off the CSA. And we have Parker here trying to lay down a base of fire, but he is a very tempting arty target. It's not Parker, it's actually Dar who's in command here. Let me correct myself. So Union's still holding this right side of the field here, but they are very vulnerable now to arty fire. And infantry shots as well, as we can see here. Starr tries to get his men organized. Still taking pretty heavy fire. And Dar is going to retreat up towards this element up here, which looks like it's mostly the 56 and SR. Alright. Now over here, I haven't really looked at it, but we have a charge by the GC into the backs of the SB. They had infiltrated the woods before. I didn't see what happened to the 2 USC, but you can see the GC. And it looks like Eddie's with him, so it's like a mix of the two. Have messed up the CSA back line here. And they are shooting into the backs of the CSA here. They don't have a lot of men with them, though, so they got to be careful. And they, oh, speaking of, here comes SB. Spoke just in time on that one. SB is going to slam into their flank and re-secure the rear. And the retreat's going to get cut off. So GC, Jack Stone's trying to get away. Harson's with him. But AGL's blocking him. Where are you going to go, Jack? Don't you come back no more, no more. Don't you come back no more. They're getting chased all the way. Alright, so that is the effective end of that back play by the Union. So right now we are at 21-25. Both teams are at engaged. So ticket-wise, pretty even right now. See, as far as the field goes, we have most of the Union has been pushed back and is redeploying now from spawn. We do have 2 elements up here. You have Slaughter and you have Dar, so you got 56 VA and N6 New York here, along with SR along these rocks here to try to disrupt the arty. But now you have, not to get fooled again, you have Doug here that's now guarding the arty with CQB to prevent the Union from doing what they did last time. And Doug is going to try to charge out the Union. Let's see how this charge goes for him. There's another charge going on out here. East Florida, Fritz has pushed his men up to kind of stack up the Union as they come down this road. Hopefully I'll be able to catch both fights. I kind of want to see how the CQB fight goes as well. Nice volley there by CQB. They've occupied a strong position on those rocks. But I think the main action is going to be down here. 20th Georgia coming up on 8th Florida. And Fritz holds strong. He knocks out the 1st Union Regiment. But here comes the 2nd. Here comes Southern with the 88th. Can he finish the job? They have gotten held up. So they've kind of gotten stacked up now. So 8th Florida doing a good job holding. In the meantime, looks like the Union has pushed up. 6 New York has moved up and forced CQB back a bit. But he's still doing enough of a job to keep them from completely overwhelming the arty here. And down here, so Fritz is going to pull back and reorganize his men, but he held the line. He's going to do essentially a passage line here with LFL. He's going to take up the defensive position while he reorganizes. LFL's going to get off an initial shot here. They are fighting a mix of units. Looks like Preacher is in the lead here. And after that initial volley, LFL has pulled back. Colonel Knight is also redeploying his men. Looks like there's another infiltration mission down here by the Union. This time by Captain Eddie in the 2 USC. But he's got somebody watching the back door this time, and it is Greenberg. He's waiting for him. Nice volley there by the AGL. Alright, so up top here, I didn't see it, but looks like, unless they're all the way back here. No, this is the Yardie. I don't know what happened to CQB. They might have been wiped by this force, so I had to pull back. But Fritz is going to charge up the hill. But he's in a kill box now by a nice maneuver by Slaughter, who had maneuvered off of NYV, who had a base of fire on these rocks, and he hit them in the flank. And that was a pretty hard attack, and that will knock out 8th Florida. So nice tactical maneuver there. Fire maneuver, base maneuver, maneuver off of it. That's how you do it. Alright, so 2 USC. I'm not sure where they went to. They might have to fall back, but now Preacher has redeployed his men here towards the Union left side. And he is joined by 8th Georgia and Colonel Knight. Preacher's going to move his men forward. And he's going to try to charge out Greenberg. He didn't have quite enough men to finish the job. LFL has also moved up. Kind of hard to see with the shadows there, so I'm going to swing over here. So now we have 8th Georgia here facing the this far left of the line. Union looks like it's making another play for this far right side here. Southern's moving up. You got Canada here with a base of fire to guard the line up there. And up top here we have 56 and NYV guarding the Arty. And here's CQB. They've gotten reorganized, and they are joined by, looks like just the Arty folks. Okay, CQB is going to fall back. They were fighting 2 units at once, so he's probably trying to find a better angle to fight them from. Let's check back in on this fight down here. Looks like the CSA is moving up. Pretty strong numbers here. So you got LFL with a base of fire on the rocks. 3rd Alabama's going to maneuver around them. While there's another base of fire by SB and Venom down here on the CSA right. And 4th New Jersey is actually with them. So 8th Georgia is a little bit surrounded here. And Williamson's going to charge in and try to finish him off. It's a nice volley off. Now here he comes. Knight's going to try to hold him. There are reinforcements coming down. Eddie, see if he can cover the retreat if nothing else. And he will succeed at that. Slows down the attack, puts down some pretty good fire on 3rd AL, and he's going to pull back, but they have gotten the flag out and kind of cover that retreat there. So nice rear guard action there by Eddie. On the point, we have O'Keefe, the 52nd, joined by James Joker and the GC. They are capping again. It is only a little bit less than 14 minutes left in the match. CSA at engaged, Union down on tickets. 142 to 158, so still a bit of an imbalance, but looks like they want to try to draw the CSA out to be a bit more of a fight. Supporting this Overwatch here, we do have Canada and Jumbo here from the 20th Georgia. Union has capped. O'Keefe taking a major volley. Nice shots from LFL, pretty much melting the 52nd. And was ever left in command of GC, it looks like it might be Jack Stone, is going to pull his men back. And there's really nothing to stop the CSA from recapping and getting some more tickets back again. You have Overwatch by the 20th. And guarding the top of the hill, we have that sizable force of 6 New York and 56, and they are moving down. Try to get a better Overwatch position as the CSA floods the center. Here comes Doug with the CQB, along with AGL. On this far left side, 2 USC has moved back forward here, trying to put down a base of fire and tie down some of these CSA units. Here comes Doug, though. He's going to move up against 20th. They're going to face a lot of fire, though. You got the troops up on the hill. And you also got the troops down here. There's another element over there. So lots of bases of fire that's going to come down on CQB and melt them pretty quickly. And here comes the charge down here. Looks like the Union's going to try to keep the cap going at least a little bit longer. Here comes Sergeant Dar. And that will push off CQB, who is behind them. All right, there's another CSA regiment there. It is Greenberg. He's going to move in to replace CQB. The Union is also flooding in reinforcements. CSA does have a base of fire from the woods, and they are starting to maneuver to get a better angle. CSA Arty. Heavy damage to NYV there. That will give Greenberg some breathing room. And while that's going on, we got another maneuver here by Fritz. And he's going to try to come down behind the Union line here and get a better position and trap the units that are down on that fence line, although they're almost wiped as well already. Here comes Ace Florida. They will succeed. Well, let's see. Might have spoken too soon. So we got two charges going on simultaneously. We got the charge up here. And then while that was going on, there was another charge by AGL in 4th New Jersey against that center position. And they have won that center position, and they have won the rock position. So both charges successful by the CSA, and they have recaptured the point. And oh, by the way, they also pushed off 2 USC on that far side, the far south side, pushed them back to those rocks up there. So another 3 victories by CSA. Again, a bit of an imbalance, so that might be contributing to it. But even without it, still good attacks by the CSA, isolating and overwhelming the Union regiments. So now the Union still has an element up here. Who is still up here? Slaughter is still up here with 56. But he is isolated now completely. So I'm not sure if he'll stay up there and harass the Arty or if he will try to escape and make his way down. There's a CSA regiment there. Doug. He caught Slaughter as he's trying to retreat. And Slaughter's going to try to get out of there while Doug reoccupies those heights. The rest of the Union is either reorganizing at Maine or kind of positioning themselves at that little house. 11 minutes 20 remaining. Both teams almost at taking losses. CSA has a slight ticket advantage. See if Slaughter can make it out.
Time?
Quick time.
Time.
Alright. Thank you very much.
My company.
Hold right here, lads. Hold right here. Everyone take aim. Everyone take aim at the running. Take aim at the running. Take aim, boys. Steady, steady. Fire.
Doug trying to get a couple. He bagged 3 of them. It's not bad for that distance with moving targets, but Slaughter will get the main body of his men out of there, so good awareness and maneuvering by Slaughter, keeping his men from getting wiped. But CSA controls the field. They still control the woods here, and they control the high ground here with the Arty, so at the moment they have the advantage. They also have advantage on tickets. Let's see how the Union decides they want to attack. Looks like they got the 2 USC, I believe, is out here. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, so Eddie's going to try to draw some fire. Excuse me. From the CSA on the woods, but it looks like the rest of the Union team is going to mass here in the center. We'll see what they do. We'll see if they try to make a play for point, or if they try to play for the hill again. They don't have too much time left, under 10 minutes remaining in the match. But they have massed up, and the CSA is a little spread out at the moment. But they're not in a bad position to counter. It looks like Eddie is bringing his men forward a bit as well, trying to either get behind the CSA or, at the very least, distract more elements away from the main effort. Looks like they're going for the center. It is 1st VA Cav along with 8th Georgia in the lead. And they are going to not make a direct play for point. They're going to occupy, it looks like, at least this position here. He looks like he's in a fight now. Squaring off against 4th New Jersey. I think that's more than just 4th New Jersey. 3rd AL and 4th New Jersey, so 2 elements there that he's tangling with. He's pulling his men back, trying to preserve his combat power as long as he can. Alright, and looks like Union is pulling up here. Knight is in a fight with Doug. Actually, he's got 2 units he's squaring off with. So he's caught in a bit of a box right now. Looks like the CSA is maneuvering. Who are they bringing up? So Fritz is going to move up here to support Doug. As the Union charges in, uphill. This is the position we had the Gettysburg reenactment, at least one of the weekends. Looks like more Union regiments are flooding in on the east side. And that will push both teams to taking losses. Union still flooding in. Looks like it is the Cav. But LFL has come up to support. And they will catch this remaining element of the Union. And they will win that fight. Down here in the center. Looks like 20th has reorganized. They're joined by Slaughter, who also is in a position in the center. 2 USC still hanging out on the left side. And James Joker with GC is moving up. CSA side. You got Williamson here in 4th New Jersey as well. Still tangoing with 2 USC. See, behind them, you got Venom here. Keeping that base of fire, watching that point. To his left. Okay, 4th New Jersey's over here. I was mistaken, they're not over there. Here's 4th New Jersey. And then we have AGL here around the Union left. So Union's kind of all flooding into the center now. They are in a bit of a box. And the CSA is pretty well positioned to attack them from multiple angles. Behind, you still have 2 units in reserve. You still have LFL up here. And I imagine this is, yep, Fritz and Doug are getting their men back organized and back into the fight. See if the Union can try to hold the center for a bit. I keep checking this because I keep looking at the imbalance, and it's, yeah, 19 imbalance. I imagine they're going to correct this for the next map. So Slaughter's going to maneuver his guys. Where is his target? His target is Venom there. It's kind of been the centerpiece. Not really getting out into charges too much. Making sure the center never falls. that will be it for the 56th. Here comes the Cav. Both Cavs. So we got 6 New York Cav and 1st Virginia Cav. Preacher and Dar here moving up.
Possibly done this in a worse spot.
Oh,
So I haven't been talking too much. Really not much to say right now. 20-man imbalance is very tough to overcome, especially on this kind of map. So, still good attacks. Everybody's still playing well. It's just you got an extra formation, and they are making use of it.
company, charge Bennett.
Charge Bennett.
Prepare to charge double left wheel forward march.
At the double left wheel forward march.
Oh, what?
Company, take
What?
aim straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Here they come. Aim low.
So final charge from the Union just to end the map on a good, a sportsmanlike note. Already get a nice shot in there. Oh, that was a team kill. Never mind. And that will be at the end of the first match. So, yeah, not to repeat again, but yeah, team imbalance is tough to give any kind of final judgments on from a larger operational perspective. Tactically, I think the Union had a good plan there, kind of splitting the field and taking that upper range. I wonder if it would have been better for them to occupy the Arty as well and bring their Arty guys up to take their guns. That is allowed, as long as it's the same gun as the CSA, but they had 2 guns, so that might be a potential strategy. I don't know. It's tough, though, to communicate back to the Arty guys. There's no Steam chat or anything, so that's kind of hard to pull off. Good charges. I saw several times units supporting each other. That's what you want to see. Both sides did that pretty well. well. So good to see that. Let's take a look at casualties. For the CSA, we have 779. For the Union, 1082. So that's it for the first map for this Saturday. For UEC, hope to see you all for the next one. This is Kotal signing off.